Hello, hello, it's me, everyone. Hi. I wanted to get on here today and just shoot from the hip, say how I'm feeling, how I'm doing, I'm okay. I've been on a huge last few days. Have been a huge downswing. I've spent pretty much the entire week up until today in bed, crying either on the verge of tears or crying. Um, been been struggling a lot. I will say I've been struggling a lot. I thought I lost my voice at one point, but I didn't. I haven't, thankfully. Um, been trying a few things today, and it's been okay. It's been working all right. It's not the best, but it's still there, thankfully. Um, I, there's been a lot of things going on, and there's been a lot happening, and and I know there's a lot of people out there at the minute who are feeling targeted and feeling othered and feeling that a lot of vulnerable people out there. And I'm going to go into something later on in this video that happened. But first, we're going to address some ridiculous things that are going on in the world because I think we need to address it. I think we need to take a step. Everybody needs to take a collect on social media needs to take a collective step back from the devices, from the laptops, from whatever, and actually let's look at what's happening and let's look at the world for a second because I think people really do need to take a huge chill pill. Um, I think people I think people are scared. I think I can only speak for myself. I have been out and proud since I was 19 years old. I have been out. I am a gay man. I have been out and proud since I was 19 years old. I've never thought that there's anything wrong with it. I've never, even though I was told that there was, I've always known different. I've always thought different. Do you know what I mean? And when I was growing up, and I grew up when I grew up in a household that wasn't, I wouldn't say repressed in any way, but we just didn't talk about things like that. It just didn't, you know, um, because the government were monitoring us even back then. That's a joke, by the way. Like people, there is no Illuminati. People like it's a lie. You've been fed lies. People that listen to that bollocks, but that's a different subject for another time. So we're not going to go into that right now. But yeah, but yeah, and there are days I'm feeling that I'm scared to go out because I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know if people are going to be you know accepting of me. I don't know if people are going to be like hostile to me. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. There was an incident a while ago, and I was in a local place, in a place that I go a lot. I frequent this place quite a lot, and somebody said, and I'm not going to name names because I think that's trashy, and I'm above that, and you know. Maybe after seeing this video, that person will reach out to me and apologise, but that's on them. And a person who I'm not going to name accused me of um, accosting gentlemen, shall we say, in the toilets. Now, anyone that knows me knows that I've been around for a very long time. I've been here for a very long time. Um, this incident, and I was not very happy. I was not very happy, and I brought this to their attention that I wasn't happy about it. They just probably thought that I was too drunk and I wouldn't remember, but I do remember. I do remember what goes on when I'm drunk. Even though, even if no matter how many beers I had, I do, have some consciousness about me and I do understand things, you know. And the point is that they tried to single me out. They tried to single me out. They tried to belittle me. They tried to single me out. They tried to make me feel othered. They tried to make me feel ridiculed. They tried to make me feel embarrassed. It was a bigoted question, to be honest. It was a very bigoted question to ask. And I don't know what goes on in their perverted little mind, but certainly when I go to the toilet, and I can only speak for myself here, when I go to the toilet, situation isn't crossing my mind. I'm going there to do my business. You know what I mean? I'm going there to empty my bladder, for lack of better words. I'm not going in there because I think I'm going to find a hot date. Where I'm going to find them? Under the toilet roll? Like, hello? You know what I mean? Like, that's not going to happen. I know that's not going to happen because I live in fucking reality. Yeah? So, so this incident, right, I was not very happy, as you can imagine, and I haven't spoken about it. And people know, and people know my feelings about it. And, it's very stupid. I mean, there's this idea that people people who identify, or people who claim some sort of, LGBT, whatever, some sort of gay, whatever, identity, are coming out and trying to groom your kids, or trying to, catch the kids, or do something, or got some sort of agenda with the kids. And it's not. To be honest, the last thing I want to do is talk to anybody's kid. You know what I mean? Like, I've never really liked children in the first place. I didn't like kids when I was a kid. Yeah. So what are the chances that I'm going to come and do anything like that? None. Like zero. I love my nieces. I love my nephew. And that's as far as it goes. You know what I mean? The love that I have for them is not a twisted kind of sick, perverted kind of love. It's a sweet and innocent love, as it should be. It's a very, very protective of the people I love. And when people are saying things, I think they don't understand what they're actually saying. I think they're very reactionary with their statements. And I don't think that they understand that it's not actually normal to sort of be throwing those kinds of accusations around, or saying it, trying to suggest that people are grooming, or or this idea of grooming, or this kind of thing. And it's a bit stupid. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly. And I needed to speak about this because like, I can only speak for myself, but that is really, look, that is really not on any kind of agenda of mine. I have no agenda. I can barely knock a shopping list together. Do you really think I'm going out planning all this, secret meeting things in the fucking woods and summoning demons and things like that and bringing them to your life? No, I'm living my life. I'm dealing with my shit. I'm doing my own thing. I'm trying to take the world and process the world as best that I can. Like, what do you think? I don't know what, and and it's so stupid to me, and it's so stupid. It really is so stupid, because there's been a lot of talk about this lately, and this keeps coming up on social media, and I'm really, I'm so close to leave Facebook right now. I'm so close. It's only for the fact that people I know and love on it, and it's a way for people I know and love to contact me. And it's there, and it's convenient. And that's really the only reason, really, that why I'm on there now. Though I feel like it's just a disgusting place, really, to be for anyone. It's disgusting, no matter what political leaning, no matter what your, how you identify, no matter what, and let people be people. Do you know what I mean? Let people be fucking people. And let them deal with the world, and deal with reality, and deal with whatever they need to, however they need to. Because there's no right and wrong. You know what I mean? There is no right and wrong way of dealing with things. Okay, maybe your way of dealing with things is perhaps healthier than somebody else's. Fantastic. Have a party for yourself. Give yourself a medal. Give yourself a pat on the back. Good for you. But if you don't like, how you should, when it comes to crimes, when it comes to actual serious crimes, leave that for the authorities. Yeah, if you think something like that is going on, inform the authorities. Call the authorities. And make sure you have proof. Make sure you have proof first, yeah, and then call the authorities because then they'll step in, yeah. You can't just just go off on an assumption about people without any sort of proof or anything at all. You know, you know, and and when that incident happened to me in the bathroom, I just thought it was so ridiculous. I just thought it was like, what are we talking about? Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why? I'm not the type of right. I'm not the type of person to do that. The type of person who just goes into a public bathroom and it's like, oh yes, boys, everyone wants me. You know what I mean? Oh, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. You know what I mean? I'm not standing there doing that. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of insanity is this? Like, nobody is creeping around in public bathrooms. Nobody wants to be there. Nobody wants to be there. Believe you me, nobody wants to be there. They're used because we need to go to the toilet. It's that or go outside, basically, sometimes. It's that or go outside, you know? Um, so I don't know, I can only speak for myself. Like I say, I can only speak for myself, but this has really been irritating me for a while now. And this has really been getting on my nerves. This sort of narrative that people are creeping into the bathroom and, and all this, that, and the other stuff. And it's like, it's ridiculous. It's stupid. And people need to get a grip. I mean, you know, as for perverts, well, perverts are everywhere. Perverts are watching me right fucking now. Like someone's probably having a wank to this right fucking this minute. If we're going to be honest about it, but good for them. I hope it helps. But perverts are everywhere. So what? You know what I mean? Like, I get it as well. You know what I mean? Like, girls, you're not the only one. I get it as well. People inbox me their things, and I'm no Mona Lisa, and I know. Do you know what I mean? I've got a tooth missing. Like, you know what I mean? But, it's like, do you know what I mean? It's just reality. It's the reality of living in modern day. And I think what it is, right? I think what it really, really boils down to is that people have nothing to channel their energy into, right? People have nothing to channel their energy into. So they channel it all into some sort of narrative or some sort of, tangent of the day or tangent of the week. Tomorrow it'll be something else. Tomorrow it'll be, the Al Qaeda has come back and we're all wound up about that. Or the moral outrage police will be onto something else the next day. Do you know what I mean? Because that's how they are. They're there with the banners. We need a cause. You know what I mean? Like, I think they should just take a banner and just put that on it. We need a cause. Because they do need a cause. They need something. They need something to take up their time. They need something to take up their thought, the empty space within their head. You know what I mean? Because there's obviously nothing else there going on. So, um, but we do need to be careful. What I'm trying to say is the crux of all of this is we do need to be careful. We do need to be careful what accusations we lobby against whom. Can something be substantiated? Can something be proven? What you need to ask yourself before saying these things is can this be substantiated? Can it be proven? Does this directly affect me? Does it directly affect my life? And if the answer is no to all of those things, then why care? Why care? Because eccentrics and weirdos, they've always existed. And this coming from, and as well, especially this coming from people that allowed a sexual predator to front a mainstream fucking program, for kids, with kids, for years and years and years, and didn't say anything, didn't say boo at that point, didn't say anything. So I find, one, the hypocrisy is shocking. Two, calm it down a notch. I think that's got a lot to do with it as well. The whole Savile thing, and for those who don't know, it's kind of it is a bit of a ropey situation. But yeah, the whole Jimmy Savile thing. I think there's a lot of guilt attached to that in the UK, and I think we're kind of feeling the repercussions of it now, and I think people are kind of on high alert because of it. Because once you've experienced trauma, and it is traumatic. Once you've experienced trauma, you're heightened to it. You're heightened to trauma, and not just to yourself, to other people around you. Do you know what I mean? Once you've experienced a trauma, you're heightened to it. You know what I mean? And that's normal. That's a normal thing. That's what happens when you go through trauma. You know, and I'm not blaming for anybody for that, because a lot of people experience that together. But what I'm saying is, I think people are sort of overcompensating now, going after people that are just trying to earn a living, trying to do their jobs, trying to just stupid stuff, calling for books to be banned and all this nonsense. And it's like, no, like, why are we? remember the last, do you remember the last people that burnt the books? They weren't particularly nice. I'll give you a clue. It was people in white hoods. Yeah. They like to hang people on crosses and on trees and things. Yeah. Can we guess who they get? Can you get what it is? Sorry, my twisted joke there, but but it's true. And all these things. It's like, it's stupid. It really is. It is stupid. Telling I was always fascinated as a kid, actually, by books and by literature, and I was reading things that probably weren't appropriate for me at that time, but I was fine. It was fine. I was old enough. When you're sort of growing up, at some point you have to learn about how the world works, and yeah, I think to a certain degree, children should have to face the bluntness of reality all at once, but at some point they're going to have to learn, about these things, about the birds and the bees, and about how the world works, and how, and this and that. They don't stay children forever. You know what I mean? They don't stay young forever. And I think, and it's like, oh, it's not about our kids, and it's like, well, they're not going to stay kids, are they? They need education. They need their minds need to be developed, and you just want to wrap them up in cotton wool and say that the world's this fantastic, wonderful place, and it's actually not. We don't need the Disneyfied version of reality, because we already live in reality. We don't need it. We don't need the rose tinted specs. We don't need it. We don't need binders. We don't need, we don't need blinkers. That's what I mean. Not binders. We don't need blinkers. Because once we do, once we do that, once we start deceiving, we deceive ourselves. Do you know what I mean? We deceive ourselves, and then we go off any old assumption, any old sort of like, oh, my warts feel a bit weird today. That must mean, oh, this lesbian has, burned a bra in front of a mausoleum or something, or some shit like that, or some fucking crazy. And who cares? Who really? I mean, who really gives a fuck? Who really gives a fuck? If that's what's happening. There are bigger and better things going on. There are so many bigger and better things going on in the world. Like people are literally dying as I talk now. People are dying in a war that is so fucking pointless and so fucking stupid, that is just, that is based on one man's fucking vanity. They don't want to be having that war. The fucking country involved definitely don't want to be having the war, but they're fucking having it. And what we doing? Fucking debating whether a fucking cabbage should wear a skirt or not. What are we fucking doing? What are we doing? What are we doing, people? What are we fucking doing? We need to have a fucking actual mature conversation and say, you know what? This is what's real. This is what isn't. Can we fucking substantiate one thing from one thing else? Yeah? Can we deal with one fucking issue at fucking one fucking time? Yeah? Rather than telling people, you know what I mean? Rather than making up shit in our own fucking heads about how creepers are in there and everyone's creeping around and people are, oh, it's creepy people and creeping around and all this, that and the other. It's just nonsense. It's just fucking nonsense. It's ludicrous, is what it is. It's absolutely fucking ludicrous. And these people, and especially the person that said this to me, you know, at a place I enjoy going, which I don't go there anymore. They haven't seen me there for a while. I don't know if that person's noticed. Probably not. But I don't care, you know, because that place is dead to me. Because why? You know, why should I go in and accept that kind of treatment as my normality? Why? Because the Sun newspaper wants to make a big deal out of, like, you know, drag queens entertaining an audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? While the while the fucking Christian brigade, or fucking waving their fucking banners, getting upset about a fucking drag queen performing, they're taking advice by a man in a dress, from a man in a dress. I mean, can you see the hypocrisy of it all? Can you fucking see it? I don't know whether you can or not, but to me, it's absolutely fucking laughable, and it needs to fucking stop. It needs to change. It needs to fucking change. I am not going anywhere. I am not creeping around the fucking bathrooms everywhere. I am an honest fucking person, yeah? I just want to live a happy life. I just want to get on with my life. Be left alone. I don't want to be dealing with these kinds of fucking stupid fucking accusations. This kind of fucking stupid shit. Having shit said to me in the street and shit like that. I don't want to fucking deal with it. Yeah, I've got enough to fucking deal with. Yeah, I've got enough. Yeah, after a fucking massive, huge downswing that I've been having for the last fucking week. Yeah. You know what I mean? People don't know. People don't know what I've had to fucking put up with in my life. But if you want to fucking run down, I'll fucking give you a rundown another time. Because there's just too much. There's too much that you just would not understand. That a lot of people just would not understand. Yeah? They just wouldn't fucking even comprehend or understand or anything. Yeah? But people need to get a fucking grip. People do need to get a fucking grip. Right? Because it is stupid. It's ridiculous. There's so much nonsense getting written and getting said and thrown around. And, you know, you sling enough mud in somebody's eyes, eventually it's going to hit. Yeah? But it'll hit the wrong fucking person. And while all the attention is taken to that way, yeah, in come the actual, you know, bad apples, bad seeds. The actual people who deserve to be called, you know, for and called on and all this. It's, I've made mistakes. I've made mistakes when it comes to guys, you know what I mean? And, you know, because I didn't recognize the signals, firstly, because I was always told that I wasn't worthy of love. So, you know, that was a great lesson for me, wasn't it? So, secondly, that, you know, I was never told how to read the signals properly. Nobody ever told me that. I had to figure that shit on my own. And, I've been in some fairly dodgy situations because of that. Thankfully, I've lived through it and come out of it okay, and come out of it wiser and better and better as a person. But have I made mistakes in that respect? Yes, I have. I think we all make mistakes like that, because we all make mistakes like that. We've all, when we were drunk, made the wrong move on the wrong person, and when we're all fallible in that way. You know what I mean? We've all done stupid things. You know what I mean? Like, so, but everyone needs to fucking chill the fuck out with this whole, everybody, under the, rainbow umbrella, so to speak, is trying to, creep in and indoctrinate you or change you or groom you or this, that and the other. All need to fucking chill the fuck out with this shit, because it's really not the case. There's people out there who just want to live their lives, just want to fucking have a chilled out time, not fucking worry about it, not stress about your petty silliness, not stress about anything, not just live their fucking lives. Live their fucking lives, yeah? Just let people live their fucking lives, yeah? And, the Bible's, there's so many people on, it's like, oh, the Bible says this, or the Bible says that. Can't you think for yourself? Can't you think for yourself? Yeah? That is the question. Can you think for yourself? God gave you a brain, apparently, because he gave you one in his image. So use it to fucking think. Yeah? And stop being such fucking judgmental cunt. Excuse my language, but yeah. Stop it. Fucking stop it. Yeah? And I'll tell you, because I went to fucking Sunday school, yeah? You know what? I went to fucking Sunday school, and there's a whole thing about fucking judging people in the Bible. There's a whole fucking section on it, and you don't fucking believe me, yeah? Go fucking check it out. Go fucking check it out, because there's a whole thing. Because those who judge think they are like God. They think they know better than God, yeah? And that is blasphemy, yeah? So don't fucking come at me with your scriptures and your fucking this, that, and the other. If you think you know better than God, then you are committing blasphemy. Yeah? I went to fucking Sunday school, so don't come at me with this shit. Yeah? Don't fucking come at me with this fucking bullshit. Use a bit of fucking knowledge. Use your fucking brain. Yeah? What fucking one little brain cell you have left, and fucking use it. Because I tell you now, things are going to fucking change soon. Because I have had enough of it. I am not going to made to feel afraid to step out the fucking door. I am not going to have a target on my fucking back. Yeah? Because of who I am, who I've always been. Do you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I will not be a fucking target. I am not your fucking kicking boy. I am not your whipping boy. I'm not anybody's target. I am a person who just tries their best, tries to love in the best way that I can, tries to understand other people, has compassion, has empathy for other people, but always gets trampled on, always just gets slid under. You know what I mean? Steamrolled all the time. Just get steamrolled. And it really gets me. It really, really does get me. You know what I mean? And maybe I should just be a total bastard. Total arsehole. Because everybody is to me. Why shouldn't I? You know what I mean? Why shouldn't I? Because that's all I ever get. So why shouldn't I be a total asshole? They don't care. The people that do these things to me, they don't care. So why should I care? Why do I care? Why should I care? I shouldn't care, you know? I shouldn't care. But I care because it represents, because they're trying to say things about me which are not true, which are based in prejudice and bias and just plain old good old-fashioned Britain's favourite pastime, bigotry. And fucking yes, Britain, the UK is a fucking bigoted, racist, fucking backwards 50 fucking years in the past place. And I'm gonna fucking say it. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna fucking say what I'm gonna say. The UK is fucking 50 years behind every fucking where else when it comes to it. Yeah, it's fucking is, because it fucking is. People are stuck in this mentality of you know what I mean? I cannot seem to catch up. Cannot seem to catch up with the rest of the world. Do you know what I mean? Well, and I don't know what to tell people. I don't know to tell people, you keep living in the past, you're going to get left behind. Yeah? So, have a good time living there. Have a good time living there. That's all I can say. Just keep living in the past, yeah? Because, that's all I can say. But, yeah. Well, that was a bit of a rant, wasn't it? But that felt good to actually get off my chest. I felt very good, actually. But, yeah. That's, anyway, have a happy day, and I wish you well, whatever you're doing. And, yeah. Oof. But, yeah. But, no, what we need is reflection. What we need is a bit of, a bit of knowledge, a bit of this, a bit of common sense. Use a bit of common sense. Yeah, people have always said I lacked common sense. Do you know what? Maybe there's enough common sense in me for fucking everyone. Oh, maybe there is. Yeah. Anyway, on that note, I will say goodbye. Goodbye.